Hello, welcome to my first vlog. My name is Tara. I am creating this series to document my journey as an HCAP student. HCAP stands for Health Care Assistant Program, and it's basically a program before we become care aides. In summer of 2023, I was accepted into this program that's provided by the government. Basically, the tuition is completely paid for. They pay for your textbooks, they pay for your uniform. They also give you a paycheck as well just to go to school, which is very nice. So when I was accepted, they actually placed me in a seniors facility to work as a support worker before going to school, just so I could shadow care aides, get to know seniors and the clients that are there, just kind of see if this job is really for me. I think my favorite thing about being a support worker was having the time and the availability to chat with the residents or the clients. It was always a lot of fun to get to know the clients and hear about their stories and their lives, and even just the little advice that they give me every single day. Being in that environment is surprisingly way more positive than I expected. And there are some sad moments to it as well, but I think that it's such a positive work environment in terms of even the clients that are there. They've stood up for me, they've encouraged me, they never made me feel like I was less than what I was. You know, I had a couple of clients who asked me what I was, what my role was and what my position was, and I would just say, oh, I'm just a support worker. And I had one client tell me, you're not just a support worker, you are a support worker, and you are important and needed. And that was the first time I really felt purposeful, like a sense of purpose, I guess, which is it's a very good feeling. It's a good feeling when you've never felt it before, besides your own immediate family and friends. I think that the jobs and the careers that I've done before has never felt so fulfilling, and it's a good change. It's a very nice change of pace. I have been in school now for about a full month. It's been one whole month of learning. It's a lot of information, but also it's very crucial to my self-esteem, well-being. And I'm really glad that this program is actually making me hold myself accountable for my actions and realizing that I can do really difficult things. That is why I'm starting this series, because there are a lot of different difficult things that happen in this job, in this career, and our teachers really force us to go outside our comfort zone. So I realized that by doing these hard things, I can do the things that I want to do as well, instead of being fearful of everything. So I want to talk about what I've been learning in this program so far. It's been set up with 3 days of online Zoom classes and then 2 days of in-person lab and communications. This term we have 5 different courses, but they all kind of interconnect a little bit in some way. They obviously go hand in hand with each other. Our health and healing class is about learning like the characteristics of being a caring person, learning about the basic human needs, human development, and how we can be a more caring and considerate person in a professional setting. Our first very big assignment, which was quite eye-opening for me, was it was kind of like an essay on what our ideal caregiver was. If for some reason we needed complete and total care tomorrow, like something happened, got into an accident, and now we need total care, what kind of person would you want caring for you? That gave me a massive wake-up call, because I realized that if I were to be cared for, I needed to be cared for by someone who cared about themselves, who didn't neglect their own well-being, because this is a very demanding job. And when you're giving so much and not getting as much from return, it can be a lot, and it causes burnout. over time. If we know how to take care of ourselves, we can care for others. And so that was a huge kick in the butt for me, because I've been neglecting a lot of things that I've been saying that I wanted to do and make myself healthier and just be my ideal self, essentially. But I've been neglecting all of that because I'm not just avoiding actions, I'm avoiding my own feelings. So that really called me out. And that kind of leads to our next course, which is about lifestyle and choices. And this was really about how we can apply self-care to our lives, things that make us happier, making hard decisions for us to have an easier life in the long run. My favorite thing about this course was that we did a little project in the morning where we got an extra 30 minutes before class started to do some sort of self-care. Anything that we wanted to either do, we'd never done before, wanted to do longer, anything like that, as long as it's positive to one of the 5 elements of self-care, or 5 elements of health. I think that's what it was. 5 components of health? 5 components of health. I'm gonna get tested on this, I think, at some point. I need to know this. But basically, it's about your cognitive health, physical health, your emotional health, spiritual, and social health. And I realized that I was neglecting a lot of my physical and also just eating properly. I think it's so easy to go for the self or the most gratifying thing that I can eat to make myself feel happier. So I kind of just go for the easier option or the one that just tastes the best. And just kind of understanding that you need the nutrition, you need the healthy benefits, the vitamins, the exercise, you need all of these things in order for yourself to feel kind of put together. But yeah, so what I did for my self-care was to just do like a walking meditation with Archie. Archie is my dog. He's my little boy. But essentially we walked around for about 25 minutes. I let Archie just smell and sniff whatever he wanted. I let him guide me wherever he wanted to smell and do. Yeah, and I just was doing like a meditation off of Balance. Balance has like a walking meditation that you can do. So it really helped me be more present in the moment and just observe the things that are around us and the fresh air, the trees, the environment, and just kind of being present with Archie instead of worrying about my assignments or the things that I'm gonna do or what I have to get done. So that was actually really nice to do. Originally, I wanted to do kind of like a 20 or like 15-20 minute like stretching or yoga before class started, but I thought that it was a nice thing to do, like just going outside and getting fresh air, because I'm a bit of a hermit. If I don't have a reason to go out, I won't. But Archie is a very good reason to go out. So that motivated me enough to do that. But yeah, like after doing that, I felt more energized and a little more awake. But I was daydreaming a little bit more about the outside during my Zoom class instead. So that was slightly counterproductive because all I wanted to do was just go outside, which is kind of funny. But it's okay. It was good for my mental health to go outside and get fresh air. 10 out of 10, I would do that again. I would definitely do that again, and maybe even a little bit longer to give Archie that extra sniff time. So our third Zoom class, this one is about health challenges, and it's more like an introduction to human anatomy and the psychology of how our brain works. This course, while I'm doing pretty well in it, this one intimidates me the most. I think it just reminds me of science and biology all over again in high school, and I really struggled back then. So it's a bit of a trigger, but because of our previous course, it's about not believing in that self-fulfilling prophecy and that I am capable of learning new things, and I do enjoy learning, and I know I can do this course. So it's learning to overcome my beliefs and trusting in myself more. because I know I can do it. I know I can. And then we have 2 more courses, and these ones are in person. So it's our lab days. Our lab days is kind of based around personal care and assisting our clients. So this is where we kind of learn a little bit more like hand washing, how to put on gloves, goggles, gowns, making beds, the hands-on stuff, proper equipment use, how to use a wheelchair, putting on the brakes, etc., etc. So it's a lot of more hands-on stuff. I think what I like about it is that I realize that's how I learn best, is if I'm moving around and practicing. I always thought I was a visual learner. Given my past careers, I think that when I see demonstrations and when I'm actually doing the practice, that is actually how I learn the best. That was something I learned also in this course. I'm not exactly a visual learner. I'm a kinesthetic learner. I just learn better by doing. This class is always very jam-packed. There's always so much to learn and do. They'll usually give us a bit of a lecture on what we're learning, and then later we go and practice all these things. And it's a lot of fun. It's nice. I think that you get to really connect with the students, and, you know, we learn a lot from each other, and it's actually a lot of fun to get to know the other students. They're absolutely hilarious. They crack me up so much. But yeah, it's kind of nice just to be there and see them in person, because it also shows that we're all in this together as well. Like, we're all learning and trying to take this program. That's our lab class. And then our very last course, that one is going to be interpersonal communication. This is the one that really made me realize that I can do hard things, even if it scares me. Our instructor loves to put us in our most uncomfortable situations and do things that we just don't really want to do. I mean, we're not conditioned to do these things sometimes, and it's easier to just not do it, you know? Like, She usually puts us in groups to do assignments. And the big reason for that is that, you know, as a carried, you don't get to choose who you work with. You just get assigned to whoever's there, you know? And you just got to learn to work with them and communicate with them. And yeah, so that's the hard thing for me. I think that I like doing the work on my own. I like to, you know, have full control of everything. This job in general requires you to be part of a team. So that's already a good way to integrate that. Also, another thing that we did recently was, you know, we had to do a little skit, a little improv acting. I did not enjoy that at all. I don't like being stared at, you know, and I don't like being put on the spot. Even doing this vlog makes me a little uncomfortable. But in class, it's you know, 20 eyes that are looking at you, and, you know, you're gonna mess up, you're gonna do all these things. But I think what's lovely about this program in general is that we're in a safe place. We're here to learn. There are gonna be some mistakes, but that's just how we improve, and that's okay. It's just a way of learning to be non-judgmental, because we're all figuring this out. The last class was kind of like the communications. That class really made me think about how I can do uncomfortable things, and I will continue to do uncomfortable things in this line of work, and that I should just take a leap of faith and just go for it. Like, anything that I want to do, whatever's holding me back, I should just do it. Otherwise, if the time isn't now, when is it, right? Yeah, so that's what I'm overcoming, I'm learning. So to conclude, I'm hoping that I can continue to track my progress and how I'm doing, and hopefully, you know, inspire some people to go outside their comfort zone and try something new. You know, start living life without fear and just trusting in ourselves. I hope that I can inspire even just one person to do something different, you know? Try something new, be open-minded, do a new hobby. Whatever little thing that you can do, go for it. I think we have such a short amount of time, and there's no point in wasting it with stress and worry. And we can do hard things. We are capable of doing hard things. Thank you for listening, If you have any questions, please let me know so then I can answer them in a different video. And yeah, I hope that you have a great day wherever you are. Bye!